Amber's afternoon. How bad could this really be?
I'll have him bring that Gatorade. I'm actually gonna grab water myself.
Yeah, she did it. Her head too big. Filled up with all types of monotony, like, yeah. Yeah, her shit cooked.
This is 20-year-old Amber Riswin, sitting inside a police interrogation room at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. All you need to know at this moment is that Amber doesn't quite realize how much trouble she's in.
Maybe that's why she looked like that. Is that a Gatorade? It is a Gatorade, Chad. I see it.
Amber, is it? Detective Edwards, I know we spoke on scene and I asked you if you'd be kind enough to, come down here so we could talk. Before we talk, I'm going to protect myself and protect you. Okay, and I'm just going to inform you of your rights.
She got the blade. Like the blade cut. This must be serious. What time period is this from?
You have the right to remain silent and not answer any questions. And any statement can and will be used against you in the court of law. Alright, so... broad and general question. What happened? Take a deep breath.
Okay. Last night was a culmination of things that had been going on for the past week and month or so.
Okay.
I've been there since January, and Blake had been progressively more aggressive towards me. He would make abusive statements. He would hold me by the wrists and shake me around. He spit in my face yesterday, and he would also have these angry fits of rage where he would start breaking things and throwing things around. And he even put a bunch of scratches on my guitar.
Okay.
And then last night he just...
Not the guitar. So what do you think she did to him? I mean, he can't be around no more, right? Otherwise, why would a detective be in her face? But it can't have been that bad. She's so small. Unless she sneak up on you.
Decided to buy LSD and was acting nutso.
Like, imagine you running through the house, middle of the night. Out of nowhere, all the lights come on. She's staring at you in the middle of the room. I don't know.
Then I laid down on the futon in the center living room, and Blake was starting to play around with the gun.
Oh.
And he was pointing it at me at this point. It was sideways. And so I grabbed it and I pushed his hand away. I grabbed it again and I let loose.
Wait, I'm sorry.
Pointing it at me at this point. It was sideways. And so I grabbed it and I pushed his hand away.
She did one of these from Equalizer? You mean to tell me, at your size, you just... I didn't even know that was possible.
I grabbed it again, and I let loose.
His grip was that loose.
Where'd you shoot him on his body?
I think I shot him in his face.
Okay. And why there?
He was just there, in front of me, smothering me.
Okay.
So that was within my arm's reach, there was this much of him.
I gotcha.
And he started spilling blood everywhere, and he came...
That typically happens after you get shot in the face.
Up to get me, and then that's when I caught him.
You had a knife and a gun? So you just have a switchblade. She's like a Call of Duty player, I guess. You got everything on you.
Because at that
when's the grenade come out? Let me know.
point, I reached into my pocket,
Okay.
and I got my knife and I cut him.
Okay.
And then he opened the door. He got outside, and then...
How does the story keep going from here? You think after getting shot in the face and stabbed, that'll deter you from the confrontation?
He started screaming and saying, help me, help me. And...
You shot him again?
Yeah. Then the other guard showed up, and he was like threatening me.
He ran into a claymore.
He kicked me. That guard that called the police. Like, they were being aggressive towards me too, and they thought...
You shot him too? You went on a kill streak. I don't know what's happening right now. I'll be honest. Like, you had a gun, he was trying to get it from you. He sees a man bleeding as he's coming up to him.
That I was just some prostitute.
I gotcha. So as he's crawling outside, what's going on in this moment? Are you behind him? Or are you in front of him?
I was behind him, and I was like trying to like get him back inside. That way there wasn't like some scene. Like I really didn't want to deal with people outside.
Okay.
You may have already noticed that Amber's interrogation won't require a whole lot of analysis. So for contrast, you'll be presented with 4 additional subjects with very different personalities. The first of which will begin right away. From what we could research about Ashley Benfield, she was an extremely talented dancer, able to confidently perform with natural poise in front of large crowds in sold-out theaters. But according to reports, her social presence was considerably more reserved, with people describing her as friendly, but somewhat shy and sometimes withdrawn, unless she was under the influence of enough alcohol, which was reportedly the case when she met former naval pilot Doug Benfield at a business conference, and broke the ice by revealing when she met...
Y'all was at the Donald Trump inauguration?
Former naval pilot Doug Benfield at a business conference, and broke the ice by revealing she had a concealed firearm tucked into her bra. Despite a 30-year age gap, they seemed to fall quickly in love and got married 14 days later. They then launched the American National Ballet together, which Ashley conceptualized hoping to create a worldwide organization. But the company failed to get investors and dissolved quickly thereafter.
Damn.
Ashley then filed for divorce, but was already pregnant with their daughter.
Damn.
So they then had to co-parent together over the following 2.5 years, which created considerable tension, culminating in Ashley shooting Doug in the leg and chest when he was visiting her mother's house. She then ran to the neighbors, claiming that Doug had attacked her and that she had been forced to shoot him. Then she called her attorney, who accompanied her to the police station and informed investigators that she would not be providing a statement.
I mean, at least you got a lawyer.
Okay. Ashley, I'm Detective Flonzinski. I'm with the Manatee County Sheriff's Office Homicide Unit. I know that we haven't talked yet, and...
Lawyer looks stressed as shit. You know something. You know she did it. She's fucked.
I'm not going to be taking a statement from you, that's fine. I have a search warrant, okay? And your attorney's here. I'm going to give it a copy to both of you so you guys can read it. But I'm going to actually read it to you first. But no one can stop this process, just so you know, because it is a search warrant, all right? You can't refuse it. If you do refuse it, there's actually a charge for that. It's called obstruction to a search warrant. We're going to stop recording?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you all right?
Oh, I'm fine. I'm just worried for her. She doesn't eat anything all day or
Nah, you shouldn't have said that. See, you horrible lawyer.
anything like that.
Do you want me to get you something?
No, I don't think she can eat. She hasn't been able to eat, so. But no,
How can I make her more comfortable?
no, she's fine.
Okay, I mean, the last thing I want her to do is feel like, you know, she's going to pass out, or if I can make her more comfortable. Ashley, I understand that, you know, you're not supposed to be talking to me, but you can tell your attorney I'm hungry or thirsty or something, and I will get you whatever you wanted. Aspirin, I rushed and got you aspirin. I know that I'm supposed to be the bad guy in this situation to you. I'm not trying to be the bad guy. I don't want to be the bad guy. If I can help you, please tell me how I can help you, okay? This is teamwork as far as I'm concerned. I want to get the truth, and you want me to know the truth.
Police would find no evidence to support her case for self-defense. There were no signs of a struggle, and nothing to indicate that Doug had attacked her prior to the shooting.
Damn.
She was charged with second-degree murder, then released on $100,000 bond awaiting trial. It began on July 23rd, 2024.
Do you have any hobbies?
I love art.
And guns.
I like drawing, painting, sculpting, ballet. I enjoy gardening, baking, cooking. Most importantly, I'm a mom.
I want to ask you about
Damn. She look mad as shit.
Doug, when did the two of you meet?
We met August 25th of 2016.
Did he turn out to be who you thought he was?
No, not at all.
I want to direct your attention, Ashley, now, if I can, to the day of the homicide, September 27, 2020. Specifically, late in the afternoon. Would you tell us why Doug was at your home?
He came over to help
This baldy clean as fuck. How do you get a shine on it like that?
load some of the larger items that my mom and I had kind of pre-staged in the garage into
Shit beaming.
the U-Haul truck. We started getting into a back and forth about being done for the day and what still needed to be packed and that I wanted to be done, and we ended up in our daughter's bedroom and he started screaming at me. He said, "Shut the fuck up."
Did you take any steps to try to avoid anything further?
Yes, I ran to try to leave the house.
He stops her from leaving, so she runs upstairs.
Where?
To my room.
Why?
'Cause I was scared.
She grabs
You were going to get the gun.
one of the two guns she had in her bedroom.
She said this ends today. Holy shit.
And what do you see, Ashley, when you look up?
Doug was standing in the doorway. His face was red. Like the veins were bulging in his neck. His eyes were black.
Does he yell anything at you?
He said, "You're fucking done."
At that point, Ashley, what are you thinking?
You sure he didn't say I'm fucking done once he saw you grab the gun?
He kill me.
Judge, can we have a minute, maybe a brief recess, like have her compose herself?
All right. Party all can have a seat.
If a single shared expression could capture the essence of a trial, this would probably be it. You have the victim's daughter, brother, sister-in-law, cousin, 3 nieces, and the prosecution.
You okay?
I'm sorry.
Maybe there's Kleenex and syrup next to you. Those.
Okay, thank you.
Maybe there's Kleenex and syrup next to you.
It's anyone's guess as to why Ashley got so freaked out by the mention of a Kleenex. But it's worth noting that she has not, and will not, shed a single tear for the duration of her testimony.
Damn, bro. Chat, you know I could cry on command?
People can of course get emotional without shedding
Don't ask me to do it either.
tears, so you can decide for yourself what exactly is going on here. It's just interesting that she keeps wiping her face when there's nothing to wipe.
Stop asking me to do it.
If I wore the wrong thing, he would call me a whore or a slut. I feel like I couldn't do anything right. I feel like I'd made a really big mistake marrying him. Sometimes
But y'all were already separated at this point, right?
he would drive really scary, yelling and screaming at me, like running up on curbs. One time he almost hit a tree.
I would like to just start with a couple of issues.
Oh, tree.
So Doug had a vasectomy removal in April of 2017, right?
Yes.
And you paid for that?
Part of it went on my debit card or my credit card.
And your intention was to get pregnant?
Yes, we had talked about that, yeah.
Okay. During this time, you said he had started criticizing you, right?
Mm-hmm.
About the way you looked, your clothes, the way you acted. He was, according to you, he flipped a table, tried to flip a table, threw a chair, right?
Yes.
He would scream at you.
Yes.
He would call you slut and whore.
Yes.
And you want a baby.
What you're seeing here is known as strategic insinuation, where tone and rhetorical framing are used to undermine credibility.
I understand that. That's not abnormal, though, to be fair. Like, I know she killed him, 100%. But, like, that happens, like, a lot, actually.
This is especially effective when paired with nonverbal cues, such as the look the prosecutor is now giving the defendant. She is not allowed to speculate nor accuse the defendant until her closing statement, so this is her way of doing both without technically breaking any rules.
I mean, yeah, we were married, we wanted a family.
Okay.
And here we have the infamous microtransgression. Here's another one.
In fact, during this time in South Carolina, you never worked, did you?
He wouldn't let me work.
Okay.
As you can tell, the way she says okay isn't neutral. It's laced with skepticism and condescension, conveying the subtext of disbelief without saying the words. What's intriguing about these elements is how their effectiveness depends heavily on the power dynamics in the courtroom. This is what we refer to as a very low to very high power dynamic. And to give you a better understanding of this concept, we'll show you a circumstance on the complete opposite end of the spectrum.
And you're not trained in accident reconstruction.
Me?
Yeah,
No.
neither am I.
This is what being a fan looks like, of the person you're meant to be prosecuting.
Yo, these teeth?
Story here is that her client Terry skied into the back of Gwyneth Paltrow and is now trying to sue her for $3 million.
All right. You were wearing goggles, a helmet.
Yes.
Okay, kind of looked like everybody else on the slope.
That's always my intention.
Okay. Miss Paltrow, isn't it true that this was an accident that...
Damn, she killing her on stage right now. On the stand. She thinking of every type of scenario. She's like hypnotizing her.
you caused?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
Well, all you gotta do is say her name and she gonna fall out. I'm not gonna lie, I would exercise my will in this moment. All the power that I got be used right here. She's a better person than me.
And I can tell you that Mr. Sanderson categorically hit me on that ski slope, and that is the truth.
And I'm sure that that's what you believe. I'm not saying
because it's the truth.
I'm not saying that.
Let's get a question.
So
she's now about to ask Gwyneth her most confrontational question, which she really doesn't want to ask.
maybe do you agree with that? That on that day of the collision, you were not engaging in any kind of risky behavior.
Oh, she's trying so hard not to offend. Look at her stance. She's completely open like this. Give me a hug, low-key. If I could console you, I would.
Especially because your kids were there.
I don't want to do this to you.
I was not engaging in any risky behavior.
Okay. Especially because your kids were there.
I was not engaging.
Now compare this disposition of please forgive me Gwyneth Paltrow to I categorically do not like you, do not trust you, and have no problem letting both you and the entire world know about it.
Are you scared here, Uptown?
No, I would not say no.
You said on direct examination that around this time you were living the nightmare. Those were your words, correct?
My cat keeps looking for where your voice is coming from, LOL. They call me the pussy whisperer. All right. Let's reset. Now I'm back.
Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Were you living the nightmare here?
I don't know.
Oh, no, not at that moment, no. That was a very nice day.
How about at this moment?
Oh, it was a good day.
And States 102 at this moment?
Same. It was a good day. Sometimes
I
things
deem
are
you top 5 worst niggers in existence.
really good and other times they weren't.
Okay.
I wasn't going to disagree with him in front of anybody.
Okay. So I want to get to the night that all this happened. So you knew Doug was coming over.
Yes.
You invited him over.
Yes.
To help you move stuff in the house.
Well, specifically stuff in the garage, but yes.
And you thought he was going to kill you.
He wouldn't let me leave. I tried to leave. He stopped me.
The question is, you thought he was going to kill you.
Yeah.
Where was your firearm?
Damn.
It was
Crucial
in the bin
question.
on top of the basket.
Okay. And that was not your only firearm in that room, correct?
Correct.
You had a firearm in the closet.
My carry gun was in my backpack, which is my purse. That's a
You was just waiting to bust.
time.
Judge, if I could have her step down so she can demonstrate.
You may.
Oh no.
So Doug opens the door and does what?
What the fuck is this fit? I get it, you in court, but holy shit, man.
Standing in the doorway. Here. Like this. You said your fucking gun. And I held the gun out in front of me and said stop. We got into this like fighting pose where we like turned sideways.
Like a 2D competitive fighter, or like, what are you saying?
And he was like moving around with his like arms in his hands.
He definitely was in controller mode.
And he started like inching forward towards me.
So he's standing there, he turns to like this and starts moving his arms around.
Oh my god.
Well, show me, what was he doing?
He didn't like that when he got like this, and he was like making like fighting motions. I don't know, I'm not a fighter, I don't know.
Okay.
It was scary.
Did he have his hands in fists?
Bro, you gotta drop the tear thing now because you just look ridiculous trying to do this like charade shit while you got this face on.
Not at that point, they were like, I don't know.
So you start shooting, and he falls down on his back.
His legs went up in the air.
Okay, where did his legs go?
In the air.
How high in the air?
I don't know.
And were you still shooting at the time?
I don't remember.
Bro, look at the attorney. She's so fed up.
You can have a seat.
Oh, shit. God damn it.
All right, the verdict appears to be in proper form. Madam Clerk, would you please publish the verdict?
We, the jury, finds as follows as to the defendant in this case.
Holy shit.
The defendant is guilty of manslaughter, a lesser included offense. Juror number 15, is this your verdict as well as the verdict of the jury as a whole?
Yes.
Members of the jury, I want to thank you for your time and consideration in this case. I always ask, though, is there anybody that I haven't heard from, any testimony I didn't hear, any evidence that I didn't hear, anything at all that I need to know to make a fair decision in this matter?
How much time did she get? You really raised your hand in the back? She must be family. Oh, no, she didn't.
Your Honor, Ms. Benfield feels that I've spoken for her.
Excellent.
We're somehow getting the sense that Ashley doesn't quite share the same sentiment.
All right.
Ashley is about to realize the judge isn't cutting to the chase and will instead drag out the process with pre-sentencing remarks. It's such a fascinating moment because it's at the very last stage of where she knows she is being watched, and a time where you really don't want to be visibly annoyed at the judge.
All right, so first thing we need to do is talk about the score sheet to start from. My ultimate conclusion, Ms. Benfield, is that this is not a downward departure case. So with that said, the sentence of the court will be as follows. I'm going to sentence you to 20 years in Florida State Prison. That's to be followed by 10 years of probation.
She do not want to be touched.
You must initially report to the Bradenton Department of Corrections. We'll be able to provide you a map of where that is.
Light work? She'll get out when she like, how old do you think she is right here? Like late 30s, early 40s?
This is Ashley Benefield's latest mugshot. Her earliest release date is in December of 2041.
Holy shit. I was about to say that's not that bad, but holy fuck, bro. My nephew's gonna be 20 years old by the time she's out.
We'll now take you back to Amber's interrogation.
I really didn't want to deal with people outside.
Okay.
So once he got outside, he was up, you know? So he slammed against the door, he's up, he opens the door, and he goes outside and he starts running, and then...
What you doing if that was you? Why would that be me? What do you even mean by that? Are you talking about the sentencing? I'm gonna be honest, bro. I'm a lot more sly than a lot of these people they got in these videos. Just be fair. I'm not going out like that. If I gotta go crazy on somebody, that's not gonna be my excuse, and I'm not crying. Niggas saying right, you don't know me. That's the problem. I love seeing shit like this, because I'm like, how could you be so fucking stupid? I'm not even trolling. Her husband. What am I doing if I'm her husband? I don't know. Being dead. She shot me. The way she described it, we was about to play Street Fighter. Then she pulls out a fucking gun.
Once he gets across the street, I see him pull his head up like this, or maybe his head falls, and then he like walks and sits down over by the guard, and he's like, "Oh, help me," and the guard's just like starting to laugh, you know, and then the guard kicks me, and they're cursing at me.
You do have the weapon.
And so I just go back into the place, and I got the keys.
See, now that's where I have to ask you a question, because we had 4 witnesses on scene that said they saw you go up to him and slice his throat.
Jesus Christ. He's just knifing niggas.
So what happened with that? Was he doing something that made you perform that action, or what happened with that?
He just kept grabbing at me, and he was like trying to like get me to like I don't know, like be brought down to his level.
Okay.
I thought she said he was already over her, right? Or maybe I misheard her.
No.
I still want to get back.
He was still threatening me.
Okay, so that's what I want to get into. Is that how he ended up? Because he has it on his neck. Okay, and they saw you literally leaving within seconds behind him, following him, and they identified you, which is how we knew it was you.
I couldn't let him just stay like that, you know? I was like, I felt bad.
Stay like what?
Like just in a state of just like blood spilling from his mouth.
Is that after you cut his neck?
No. Before that.
Wait.
Like spilling.
You saw him get shot. You felt bad and said, "Damn, that's crazy." Slice.
From his mouth.
Is that after you cut his neck?
No. Before that.
Before you cut his neck?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why would you think
so
that?
Before, when he was crawling out of the door and you were following behind him, was he saying anything?
He wasn't crawling. He was standing.
Okay, so he was standing and he was running towards somebody outside. And you were behind him. What were you saying to him as you were running behind him?
I just kept saying things like, "Can you please stop?" He broke an aerosol can inside the place by just chucking it at the bed.
Wow, that's so crazy. It's not like he was shot.
And it blew up everywhere.
Oh wait, no, that was before he was shot.
Okay.
And then he like threw a bunch of he kicked a box of like really sharp like bones of an animal at me while I was sleeping.
Okay.
And he's done things like played around with knives like really scarily. And I just had more and more of a reason to just be upset or to be on edge.
Okay.
That's really what I mean.
Let me get this right. He's in the house playing around with the gun and he supposedly points it at you. You manage to get it out of his hand.
He does, yes.
And then fire it at his head. At this time, he's now on his butt at the front door. Is that where everything kind of happened?
Yeah, I was sleeping there with my head against the door on the futon. And so when he approached me, that all happened, and then he sat back, and then he got up.
Okay.
After getting shot in the face.
Okay.
He was like screaming on the trip. He was like, "You're ruining this for me!" And I was just like.
He said you're ruining this for me after he was shot in the face?
I don't understand what I did wrong. Like I was just laying on the couch and trying to go to sleep. I'm trying to look cute, you know, like with your little like bear blanket or whatever.
So now once he's on the ground after he's shot, then what?
He gets up. He goes and slams his body up against the door.
Okay.
He opens the door. He runs outside.
But I thought you said you stabbed him again before he ran out.
I didn't stab him. I cut him.
Okay, so you cut him before he ran out.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you cut his throat before he ran out or after?
Before and after.
Bro, what the fuck am I hearing right now? What are you saying? Has he not had enough? You see somebody that you shot and say, "Damn, that's crazy. I feel so horrible about what I just did." Slice. Let him get outside. Slice again. How do you... What are you saying to me?
And then at what point did he get this cut?
That was just a larger one, after I followed him.
But why that one?
What should I say?
What should you say?
Yes.
What happened?
Of course.
Yeah. Why that cut here? Were you just trying to send a statement to him? Or?
No. There was no statement or anything. I was just looking to do
Just vibes?
whatever it took to get him down.
Okay, because now what I'm understanding is he's trying to separate himself from you and go and get help. And you're following behind him with the knife.
No.
That's literally what you're saying.
No, I didn't do
You
that.
did.
I definitely sent him out there with a cut. I didn't follow him and like slit him throat to throat, like I mean ear to ear. That was just what existed.
He just had the cut already. He was already bleeding. He just happened to, his throat just opened up.
I was running on adrenaline.
I could imagine.
And that was just not, it wasn't okay. It wasn't okay to do in public.
Right, you keep that in the hotel room. The fuck is she talking about, bro? Kill this woman in GTA. What are you saying?
I didn't pull his head back or anything.
So how did you do it? Like,
well, the same way that you would normally do it.
What the fuck? This isn't correct. No, this isn't correct. She's gonna, maybe, what if she has a, like, what the fuck, bro? This is why y'all gotta vet every single person. Some dude is gonna be super desperate, meet her at a bar 20 years after she gets out of prison. She's not getting out of prison, no way. They can't let her free because, like, mentally speaking, she's just not there. Gotta be. But some of y'all gonna get with somebody like this that you just met and not vet them at all and be like, oh shit, this crazy. Why she acting like that? Boom, slice. But to be fair, I'm not victim blaming you. At the end of the day, you don't deserve to be shot, stabbed, sent outside, stabbed twice more. Like, this is what I'm saying. This is the woman that kills you. I would be mad as fuck. Her throat game probably diabolical, bro. This is why. What are you even saying?
when he ran out of the house, how far away were you behind him? Because I know you could see him since you approached him. Okay, so a yard.
Because I was worried and I didn't want him to go out into the street or anything.
Okay, why not?
He was only stabbed already from you.
Because he was just a mess. He was like...
Did you just not want people to see what happened? Or?
Yeah, I mean, it was just scary.
Okay.
And Blake talks to the neighbors all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's a huge ass-kisser. And, like, he just, like, does that, and there's nothing wrong with it, but he'll, like, invite them in and, like, get screwed up with them, and, like...
Screwed up how?
Like, he'll just give them alcohol or drugs, or they'll give him drugs.
Bro, you got chopped up by chop shit. This is so crazy. I'd kill myself if I lived the attack in GTA, of course, but, like, holy, man. I don't know how to...
Have you ever witnessed him doing drugs?
Yeah.
Okay, have you done drugs with him?
No.
Ever?
Mm-mm.
Before rehab?
No.
Okay.
You wouldn't need a PhD to recognize that Amber is on something right now besides the Gatorade.
I was about to say the Gatorade might have her hopped up, but I guess not.
And on that note, allow us to introduce you to our next subject. This is 19-year-old Erin Moffet, who recently strangled her own mother to death with an extension cord while coming down off crystal meth.
Holy shit, bro, what?
She and her boyfriend then buried her body in an abandoned oil field. Her mother's landlord reported her missing 21 days later, at which point Erin was asked to come in for questioning.
Oh my god.
What we're trying to do is just trying to get a timeline. Right. Okay, so I want to start back with what time, when...
08 murders must have been crazy.
When did you move in with your mom again?
I didn't mean it like that, by the way. I'm saying it like... I just feel like it's so much shit to do outside.
How long ago was that?
That's not meth.
She had been living with her mom for 2 weeks.
When did you realize that your mom was missing?
I got out of jail on the 5th.
Oh wait, that's right. You were arrested on...
She was arrested for possession of cocaine roughly 10 hours after the murder. The detective now takes her to the moment she was released 2 days later.
Okay, when did you get out of jail from Harris County?
At 2:30 a.m. I took a taxi home, and I went in the house, and everything was fine. I figured, I just went to my room.
Okay, so when did you discover that your mom was
The
missing?
next morning.
September 6th?
Mm-hmm.
How did you determine that she was missing?
Because I'm nosy, and the car's there. My mom does this right here. That trips me out more than anything. Like, I'm freaking out behind her car, and I looked through her. She has this little blue bag, and I looked through it. Her wallet was there.
Why an extension cord though is my only question. Like, why can't it be a quick, painless death? Like, why you gotta do all that extra shit?
All her
It's only your mom.
identification, down to her pills. I mean, everything except her money. Her money was gone, and I know my mom had at least, because rent is due. Like the rent was due, and I ended up having to pay the rent, and I know she had to have at least money for the rent. Me and my mom, I love her. I do. I really love my mother.
Oh yeah, you hate that woman. Jesus Christ.
But it's a very distant thing. Like, I keep myself very closed off because I have to be that way with her. If I'm not, she will literally, like, there's days when I won't even answer my phone, because she's just crazy with it. She calls me constantly.
So, hold on a second. Did you have money for your bond, or did you have someone bond you out?
I had money for it.
Where'd you go when you got out of jail? On the 5th?
I came home. That's when I came home. And I went in the house and...
Jesus, she ain't stopped wiping her nose yet. It's 800 degrees in that room.
She wasn't there. And that really sucked. I'm really upset. My last conversation I had with her was about drugs. And it really breaks my heart. I want my mom to be okay, but... I always say that, but, and people hear it, and they're like, why do you always say that? I have a horrible feeling.
Yeah.
Horrible feeling.
That's probably not the thing to say.
Because, look at people who do drugs, My mom, all it would take, you have no idea what this on her, oh my God.
What do you mean?
Her mouth is horrible.
Sound like you right now, to be honest.
She talks so much crap, like threatening, like I'm going to shoot you crap, like horrible stuff. And I always told her, Mama, you're going to handle somebody the way you handle me, and they're not going to be like me.
Oh, Jesus, that sounds like a threat.
I love you. I'm your daughter. I understand you're crazy. Other people aren't going to understand that.
Hey, bro, keep talking.
Somebody's going to hurt you.
Keep talking.
And she don't realize, she thinks she's Superman, She thinks she can talk to anybody and everybody however she wants to.
Tell me more.
She does. Believe me, she handles a whole lot of people badly now. And that's what scares me. And I always, she's always said, her mouth is going to get her in trouble. And when you're high and you're hanging out with high people and you talk crap, you get beat on. I've seen it. I've been through things. I've seen horrible things happen with these drugs.
This investigator is doing an amazing job at just shutting the fuck up. Because she just won't stop. She's just giving more and more and more. And I'm sure he's just sitting there looking like, what's next? But Jesus Christ, you don't think it's just going to spill out like this?
Where do you think your mom is now? If we had to go look for her, where should we go look?
If I knew I'd be there.
You don't have any idea?
I have no clue. That's why I feel so bad.
Where could she have gone if she had just walked out the door? Because she didn't take her car or anything else. Where could she have just walked to? If she were to walk somewhere...
I don't ever walk anywhere out here. Like, it's out of the question.
You don't have any idea where she could have just walked to?
I don't think my mom just walked. I don't know. It could have been... I don't know who she knows. That's the problem. I don't keep up with her like that. And I wish to God I would have paid more attention now.
You think someone came to pick her up?
It's possible. Anything's possible right now. It's like... I know that... That's my mom. I want my mom. It's like, I know when I lay down, I don't want my mom because she's my mom. Like, this is crazy.
So you don't... There's something real happening here. Perhaps emotional pain. She will quickly bury her face in her hands and shut the emotion down.
Have any? You don't think she's anywhere near the home or anything like that?
I have no clue. I'm like space kid over here in space.
Did you tell... Here's what's disturbing to some of the family members.
Oh shit.
Please let me know.
Did you tell Dina? Did you speak to Dina on a phone a few days ago?
I talked to her last night. I talk to her every now and then.
Probably over the weekend or something like that.
It's possible. Every conversation up until, I don't know which one you're talking about. I really don't remember talking to her crazy except for last night. I didn't really I was respectful, but still probably rude. And
Okay, how about this? Did you ever use the word shovel and your mom in the same sentence when you were speaking to Dina?
Oh, yes, I did. She said, why don't you go look for her? And I said, well, what do you want me to do? Grab a shovel?
Oh my god, bro. Like, just... Oh, Jesus Christ, man. Like, I believe in Freudian slips and all, but, like, come on, bro. That's a little too on the nose, don't you think?
Because, and I'm sorry, but I'm very,
Granted, she is a drug addict.
Very unemotional. I'm very, very closed off.
So, do you think that your mom is dead?
When I say I have a bad feeling, I'm not kidding.
So, you have no idea where she's at? But do you suspect that she's in the ground somewhere?
No, I mean, I'm not sure, but I mean, I'm saying, like, you know, people, I'm telling her, I told Dina, y'all don't know her the way I know her.
I feel like this is an open and, pretty easy investigation, too. Obviously, it's not proof, but, like, if there's no calls out to your mom, she had a flip phone. You ain't called your mom once in this whole, like, little skirmish or whatever the case is. I mean, that's a lot of evidence to me personally.
I'm my heart's so screwed up. Like,
just look at the call logs.
I want to accept the worst and just get over it because that's it.
Was your mom depressed?
My mom's psychologically screwed. Okay?
Okay, I'll be right back. Yeah, it's a little bit cold in here. I'll be right back.
It was cold. Sorry, chat. I profiled her.
When police searched her mom's trailer, they
Damn, the trailer, bro?
Discovered a missing carpet, blood underneath the rug, and a power cord lying right next to where the blood was found. They called Aaron's now ex-boyfriend to come in multiple times for questioning. He would turn up at the police station on the exact day they were set to conduct Aaron's second interview. It had been 28 days since the murder.
He looked like he stink.
Okay.
Change your mind. You want a drink? Just let me know.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Cory. Station name for the record for me, please.
Michael Cory Lewis.
Michael Cory Lewis. I'm glad we finally got a chance to meet up. Before we begin, what I'm going to do is I'm going to read you your statement of Miranda rights, okay? You know what that is?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, so as we've spoken on the phone a couple times, and as you know, what we're trying to do is establish a timeline for Jana's disappearance.
Is that her mom?
Yes, Shannon. Okay. You may know her as Shannon, is that correct? Ashland's?
I only remember her name on there twice.
Okay, Ashland's mom?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you're familiar with Ashland?
Yes, sir.
Or Aaron, right?
Aaron.
Moffet. Okay, so you've met her mom twice. Her name is Jana Shannon Moffet.
Okay.
Okay. So when did you, on the 2nd, because we're talking about, she was arrested at about 2:30 in the morning in Friendswood on the 3rd.
Black Hawk and 528.
Right. Okay, so you remember that?
Yes, sir.
You got that time frame in your head? You remember when that was?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Take me 12 hours prior to that.
I was in my trailer.
And describe to me each hour of that day.
He claims he was in his trailer for the entire day until he picked up Aaron at 11 p.m. to drive to Friendswood. Jana had been dead for roughly 10 hours at this point.
Were y'all going to get dope or what?
I believe she was.
Okay.
Damn.
What was her frame of mind then?
Way to sell her
I mean,
out.
how was she acting? Was she?
Well, she had a big bottle of pills, which Xanax. It was like blue pills. I don't even know.
I mean, was she acting different?
Yeah, she was on something.
She was on something?
Definitely.
Damn.
She not.
Yeah.
Did Jana ever, or did Ashley ever tell you that Jana was missing?
Yeah, whenever she got home.
When she got home?
When she got released, I got the taxi cab to my...
What did she say about it?
My mom's gone. All her stuff's here. Her money's here. Phone. Cigarettes. Keys.
On the night of the 2nd, when you and Aaron went to Friendswood, did she mention anything about her mother?
Not really.
No?
She She was throwing it away, I guess. I don't know what she was doing.
I mean, what does she think that happened? I mean,
I don't know. She told me that mom was like a druggie and she was...
Again, let's refer to the call logs. Did you even get a call from her? You know what I'm saying? Very open and close to me. This is insane. Did they think about this at all? Like, what if we get caught? Why don't y'all just leave? Why she have to die? I don't get it.
Just giving me all kinds of information that I didn't really care for.
It's important to note the detectives are not certain of Cory's involvement at this point. They have no concrete evidence that can implicate himself or Aaron. So everything you're about to see is entirely a bluff.
Let's see, do you trust Aaron to Ashlyn? Do you trust Ashlyn to keep quiet about secrets?
I haven't told anybody any secrets. I don't keep secrets.
You think she could keep something quiet?
She wanted to, I guess. She's pretty good at that. She lies to me a lot, so yeah, probably.
how long have you known her?
Like I said, a couple months.
Couple months?
Maybe.
When we do this type of interview, there's certain things that we already know the answers to that we're going to ask you, just to make sure that you're being honest with us. So and I'm having a few, I guess I got a few questions about the date on the 2nd. You said you had problems remembering dates, and yet you remember the 2nd. Why does that date?
I don't remember. Y'all told me it was the 2nd. He's told me several times she got arrested on the 2nd. And so I'm assuming it was the 2nd.
Well, that's okay. So what were you doing on the 2nd?
Probably woke up like at 2, like I said, and then I don't know. She called me and said she had her mom's car.
Huh?
I said, and then I don't know. She called me and said she had her mom's car.
Okay.
What did you say?
Remember, again, let me back up. This is your chance to kind of tell us what's going on.
Many of you will already know that this is your chance, and this is your opportunity, are pressure tactics disguised as benevolence. The thing is, that doesn't work on the suspect here. What does work is what the detective says next, or more specifically, how she says it.
No way, this is what gets you. Come on, bro. There's no way this is what gets you. We already know what's going on. That's why we're questioning you? Are you fucking stupid? There's no way you fall for this.
I have no idea.
We already know what's going on, so this is your chance.
No.
This is your opportunity. That's what you don't understand right now is we know.
There's no way he falls for this, bro.
We know.
We know you were in the trailer that day.
We know you were there.
Bro,
We know about the blood on the carpet. We know about the cord. We know about the rug.
There's no way you're about to fall for this shit.
We know about the trunk. We know about the ride. We know about the dump. Do you trust Aaron? We will be down there tonight. We will be speaking to her probably about 2 a.m. She will confess.
And I'm gonna be tired by then. I'm not.
I'd fold, not. What the fuck? Bro, we didn't even get 5 minutes later. What the fuck? What the fuck? What do you mean you fold not gonna lie? You think that people that know what's going on would be questioning you for information? What could you know? Hey, bro, I didn't expect him to just outright she did it, and that simple?
She will confess.
And I'm gonna be tired by then. I'm not gonna want to hear.
She killed her mom. I know she did.
Stuck in the heel in the neck and she choked him with the damn cord.
We know this. Thank you. By you telling us this, I mean, you are doing the right thing. You understand that?
Oh my god.
I know you're scared. I can tell by looking at you, but you're doing the right thing.
I didn't want to have anything to do with it.
Shut your bitch ass up.
I have no doubt. But you were there, right?
Oh my god.
Cory,
No way.
how long you been holding this inside?
A long time, man.
You were in Aaron's room. You guys just had sex. And her mom was, okay, help me out here because the computer is no longer there. I think Aaron calling
Right
you.
by the door.
Right when you walk in the front door to the left. Okay.
Dude.
Where the stain is, correct?
Like, stands right here, the computer.
Okay, because the computer's no longer there, so I'm asking.
She probably found it.
Okay, forgive my line, but we're gonna.
That's funny. What the fuck? Why the investigator laughing?
We're gonna say this is inside of the trailer, okay? Then she's the one that.
And she snatched Cory out of the wall.
Where were you when this happened? Tell us where you were at.
You ain't say, "Hey, yo, chill."
Did you hold her mom down?
No.
You didn't hold her down? Come on, Cory. You're doing good. Buddy, you're doing good.
I'm scared shitless, man.
I imagine.
I understand that.
I imagine. I believe you.
Your stomach probably going through it right now. Holy shit, I don't even want to know what your intestines smell like.
Hastings oil field.
Huh?
Hastings oil field.
Did they even ask you for the location? I thought they asked if you added pressure or held her down. You just gave up the low like nothing.
Is that where she's at?
Jesus Christ, bro. You ain't even get a burger. He didn't get a meal or nothing.
I mean, I imagine panic. Everybody was panicking.
You got a Diet Coke in a corner and you gave up everything? Holy shit.
Man, I'm gonna visit because she just fucking killed somebody.
Oh, sure.
They take him back to the moment they were both in Aaron's room, just before the murder.
And so what happened?
It's 2008. I'm walking out of here with at least some Mickey D's. A fresh hard taco or something.
Was she talking about what she was going to do, or she said she was going to go out and kill her mom?
And she did, and I stood there and watched.
What has
That's when it was the
Aaron
greatest.
saying after this? I mean,
she's been trying to keep me covered up.
Aaron was arrested the next day and informed that Cory had already told them everything.
Damn.
Aaron, don't say anything until you sign this document. Okay? We're gonna keep this the way it should be. And then you'll have your opportunity to talk.
What I did was wrong. I know that.
what do you mean what you did was wrong?
Y'all said y'all put Cory in jail already.
Why don't you tell us what happened on the second? Why don't you
wait?
Just start on the second and begin to tell me what happened.
What the fuck is this camera? Chill, bro. It's 08.
I can't say this shit.
GoPro wasn't invented yet.
You're pointing to your throat. What did you do?
I can't say it. I'm a piece of shit.
We know what you did.
I don't know what you
Tell me what you did.
I strangled my mom.
You strangled your mom?
See, it makes more sense for her to feel like this because, like, you know, at the end of the day, that's still your mom. Even if you did it on purpose, you should be thinking about it later like, damn.
I got angry at her and I said something stupid and Cory was like, people just feed into my negativity and if you would just shut me the hell up, I wouldn't say anything, I would be quiet, but he fucking fed into it and it makes my ego big and then
What did he tell you?
No, he instigated on the side? Oh, I wouldn't take that. Me personally? Did he do that? He pulled one of those? Oh my God. Yo, I gotta stop instigating. What if I make somebody kill their mom?
He's just like, you know, if you do it, I'll do it too, blah, 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 you know, and I was like...
I ain't say all that. I said you gonna take that. What the fuck?
He just held my mom, and I did that to my mom. My mom. I don't know what the
Did you kill your mom?
What's wrong with me?
Did you kill your mom?
Yes.
Damn.
I freaked the hell out and started crying, and I was like, I didn't know what to do, and then we realized that we can't leave my mom laying there, and...
What happened right after y'all arrived to the location?
We pulled her out and took her to where the grass was and stuff, and I fell, and I couldn't do it. I just couldn't. that my mom just, we're always fighting about something. It doesn't matter. And just by her telling me, she just
Nah, you was thinking about getting high. You got that rent money now. It's about to be over.
talks all kinds of crap, and it's anger that's built up after days and days of dealing with it. And
Should we take a break?
Do you need anything?
Some McDonald's, bro. It's
Are you
2008.
hungry?
Ask for some food.
I don't know. We can get you crackers or chips or something.
Nah, I want a full McDouble. If you can't give me one of those, give me a Gordita Crunch from Taco Bell. Shit, what else? What's your last meal going into the Slammer beach at? Let me think. What was around at the time? Some IHOP. Honestly, IHOP would be fire in a moment like this. That's gonna be your last meal. That's good for a long time. IHOP might not be the wrong move. Chick-fil-A, was Chick-fil-A out back in 2008? I don't know.
We'll find something. We'll be right back. I'll get you some crackers. So was this his idea or your idea?
mine.
Yours.
But
Five Guys.
he was right there with me the whole time.
What do you think should happen here? You've already said you understand what you did was wrong, correct? What do you think should happen? I mean, do you understand the severity of what's going on? Do you? What typically happens in this type of scenario?
People go to prison. I know.
Yeah, but you going to hell. It's different.
Trouble. And I deserve to be in trouble.
As long as you know.
Why do you feel like you deserve it?
Because look, my mom. My mom.
Your only mom. I'm no better. I'm just gonna be sitting on the sideline like, yeah, that is crazy. You did do that. Strangled. Put her in a sewer and everything. The electric cord though? That was the move? You put a needle in her arm and shit, I heard. Heard y'all was like laughing when you dropped her on some chill shit. Y'all went, y'all ate afterwards. That's crazy. We tracked your location, your GPS and shit. We didn't even know you had GPS. It's 08, bro. Like, we didn't even know you could do that yet. We looked at the phone records. You ain't called her not once. Like, that shit crazy, bro. Couldn't be me. That's my Dukes, though, for real. Like, we fuck with her. Clearly you don't. But, like, yeah, I talked to her at least once. She was a nice lady. Always came off, you know, mannerful and shit like that. Manners and shit. Mannerable. Yeah. That's her jacket you're wearing? Damn. I heard she was letting you stay in the house rent-free? You ain't pay no bills? Ain't have to pay for the food or nothing? She made you breakfast and shit sometime? Shit wild.
You understand that you'll be charged for homicide? You understand that?
Yeah.
For killing your mom.
Heard you grew up with her.
I want my mom. Oh, God. So when you went to go interview Cory, he just
Caved.
He said cave.
I feel like a freaking monster.
Yeah, well, you're not wrong. You've done wrong, but you're not wrong. Bars.
This moment is absolutely compelling because of the autonomy the interrogator has. He can respond in any way he chooses, or not respond at all. You may have noticed he was playing the role of the bad cop and was especially cold toward Aaron throughout the process. But for whatever reason, in this moment, he chooses empathy.
I don't think you're a monster. I think you made a terrible mistake, okay?
That is not a mistake. I'm sorry, bro. You intentionally strangled the woman who brought you into this world with an extension cord and have your boyfriend put a needle in her arm and help you place her body somewhere else and act like you don't know where she is for 3 weeks. That is a decision that you will regret for the remainder of your life. You're just gonna have to stand on that. What would I say? What you mean, what would I? Oh, I would say that. I would have no sympathy, like, at all. Because it's just so easy to be like, okay, I'm going to just not deal with this person ever again. Why do they have to die? And it's your mom. Like, what? You can just leave her house. You are a grown-ass person.
Is this your Coke?
Now you stuck in a room with pain, regret, your emotions, and a fucking Coke in 2008.
Cory Lewis was sentenced to 10 years for his role in the murder. It could not be proven that he held the victim down. Aaron Ashlyn Moffet got a 50-year prison.
Jesus Christ. You gotta think about that for 50 years and you're 19, you're not getting out till you 70? She'll probably get out earlier than that. 50's OD. It's not OD, but like, you know, she'll probably get out before that. Maybe 30 years, you think?
Sentence. She will be eligible for parole by the time she's 44.
Alright, so I know we're skipping around here, but I was going back to, you said that you were...
She finna be 79 when she's out. Who just what the fuck? No, you're saying it to me. I'm not the one that just said that. Anthony just said that. Look in the chat. It wasn't me. I just read it.
You were about a yard away from him as he's running.
That's all I really remember.
As he's running, getting help. He was on his knees at this point.
Oh,
because you said you walked up next to him and then...
I just blasted that in my eye.
This.
Yeah.
How tall is he from you? Like,
I was standing, and he is like about this tall.
Okay.
And then the like corner parking lot guard started screaming, and then he said, "Get the fuck away from me, bitch!" and like all of this like disgusting language.
Sure.
And then that's when I went to the bamboo room for help. And
now, why didn't you stay on scene if you were trying to get help? Why leave in a Monte Carlo?
She stole the victim's car and left the scene.
I just couldn't stay. I thought that I was going to be blamed for something because all those people...
So you left. That makes it way better. In a vehicle that doesn't belong to you.
Like, with all the witnesses at that time, just trying to group their story and glue it together, I don't trust that.
Right, because they didn't just see what they saw.
But why not stay and give your account of what happened, you know what I mean?
Because I knew how this would happen today.
Right, so you left. No, I understand. Fully makes totally believable.
I knew that if I showed it back on scene, somebody would call or I would go to the police station. I planned on getting my stuff, giving it to my dad, putting the car back and leaving, and then calling about this.
Right, because that's something that guilty people don't do that at all.
But was he out there during that time?
In the apartment complex next door. But yeah, I think he was.
He was? Okay.
He must have been. For him to have like seen me and been like, "Oh, this girl has to go to jail," and then like call the police. Yeah.
Oh, he said that
mind his own fucking business.
Did he say?
Whoa, what the fuck? It's really coming out. What the creepiest part about this is how she's not breaking eye contact. It's like, can you at least try to come off remorseful?
Say that during the time?
Kind of, but like I don't recall. It was a sentiment.
Were any of those knives that you had on you the one that you used to cut Blake? Which one?
The silver one.
Okay. How many knives do you keep on you?
2.
And there were a lot of knives in that house. Are they yours? Are they his? Is he a knife collector?
Yeah.
Samurai collector?
I'm telling you, he's seriously. He gave me the samurai.
Jesus, man. He the collector of knives, but he ends up getting stabbed.
Oh, but which is why it's in the trunk of the Monte Carlo right now. Because I wanted to practice with it. But
Jesus Christ. Playing Sekiro.
Where'd you go after you left?
I parked the car down the street and I just went to sleep.
Now, at any point, did you think to come back and call police once you got there, or you just wanted to get your shit and get out?
I just wanted to get my shit and get out. Like, I'm not used to this sort of, like, you know, processing and stuff. But if I need to be called on as a witness or something, I understand. But really, I think it's clear that Blake had tried to threaten me, and I had to take action to just get him done.
You thought it was clear? So, you woke up, he throws a box at you, y'all are fighting, he pulls a gun out, so you say, you Denzel Washington reverse his shit, boom, joke's on you, pop him one in the eye, he crying, you like, you know what, I feel bad, let me match the scar on your face with a scar on the throat, slice. He's down, he gets up, you're like, alright, threat's over. I'm walking outside. Why are you coughing still? You ain't died yet? Boom, stab. Here's another one. Boom, stab. Now you arguing with the guard. This don't look any worse. How can I make this worse? Let me take the Monte Carlo and leave. This is my assessment of the situation. And her not breaking eye contact and being this dead ass would make me laugh. I'm not trolling. I would laugh. I would be crying with like real tears in this moment.
Okay. And when you say done, what do you mean by that?
Just
away,
no
dead?
Away.
Okay.
What I'm trying to say is that I wasn't being like ultra aggressive.
You just softly shot him in the face.
So by him bleeding, because you said you couldn't wait to see it done.
No, as in I could not stay around it, like without like checking to see if this guy was not going to get up again. He got shot and got up.
No, he didn't get shot. You shot him. She making it seem like he caught a stray while they were out getting cookies or some shit. Like you had the weapon.
Okay, then he left outside, and you followed him. You were within a yard of him, and you cut him again.
No.
You just.
I'm not going to agree to that.
That's what you just said.
Kind of statement. My brain had been no, I did not.
I have you in well, I don't know when. I got you in like 240.
No, I said that my mind was fuzzy.
And that concludes the first real pushback of the interrogation, which leads us to our next two subjects.
Do you mind if I
Black people
keep the door closed? We actually have people walk.
Don't tell me they got you.
Combine. Is that cool?
This is Katrina Ben, who, according to these investigators, was the most confident suspect they've ever dealt with. She began dating a popular car salesman called Eric Samoa in May of 2012.
I just knew they were about to say R&B singer.
And although he was upfront with her about seeing another woman at the time, Katrina believed, or at least hoped, that she would be the one he'd eventually choose.
Not with a wig like that. My fault. I don't need to be a cop.
But early one morning, shortly after they had slept together, she discovered Eric had called the other woman while she was there.
Damn.
What she was unaware of, and what you will see her find out in real time, was that Eric was calling the other woman to break up with her. Katrina then waited for him to go to sleep, then shot him in the head.
Damn, bro.
Eric was discovered the next day during a welfare check, and Katrina, being the last person he was texting, was asked to come in for questioning. Police would later testify that she seemed genuinely distraught when she was informed of Eric's murder.
So you moved in the high-rise how long ago?
March 11th, I believe.
And, okay, and how'd you meet Eric?
I met Eric outside, like 2 weeks after I had been there. I think we get off work or get in about the same time. So I usually get off around 6. It takes me a while to get home.
Nigga, that ain't no damn wig. Y'all waited too long. That's why you gotta be quicker with it. Y'all suck as investigators. You don't see shit enough.
and we're walking in, and he asked
Just that quick, I got a lie off and I'm out the door. Like, what you gonna do about it?
me if I was a nurse.
She talks about her work as a nurse, and they make an instant connection, seeing each other almost daily for the next 3 weeks. She then gets to the day before Eric's murder, where they were spending the night at his apartment watching the basketball game, when at some point Eric starts calling his dealer to bring him some weed.
He asked them 2 or 3 times, where are you at? Where are you at? Where are you at? And then he just hung up. I don't know if they hung up on him. I don't know, but...
What time do you think that caused?
That was during the second quarters.
She says she goes to sleep in Eric's bed after the game, while Eric stays in the living room.
I woke up to him talking to somebody, and it was a guy. And I don't know how he knew I was woke. Maybe I coughed or something, I don't know. But I rolled over, and he opened the bedroom door, he came in. And as he opened the door, I could see who I think is the guy from the apartment, like, walk by to go to the couch.
The person she just mentioned is Eric's drug dealer, who she's now trying to pin the murder on. She says she goes back to sleep, then wakes up the next morning.
It had to be right at 5. Mm-hmm. Eric's in the bed, and I hear somebody using the bathroom. So the guy's still there, obviously. He used the bathroom. I'm a nurse, so I'm going to notice if you use the bathroom, you don't wash your hands. So you use the bathroom, I'm hearing water running afterwards.
Okay, Professor Potty. Like, I guess.
She gets her stuff and goes to leave. And while she's walking out of the apartment, she feels someone push the door shut behind her.
And when I felt the nudge on the door, I thought it was Eric coming behind me. Because he usually walks into the door and locks the door. But
you didn't see him come up behind you? Like, to the front?
No. I went out the,
the bathroom and immediately made a right.
Yeah, like I wasn't trying to look, see him, anything. I was just trying to leave. So I walked out the bathroom door and grabbed the front door.
Facts.
And as I was going out like this, like my hand is pulling the door to, the door started pushing up. Like somebody was trying to help me close the door, you know. And I thought it was Eric trying to come to the door, like, where you going? But I saw, like, this side of the guy. I just thought it was an Eric, his little skinny arm. But I did put, like, dude almost hit me in the ass with the door when I left. LOL, you know.
See that?
Right here.
Oh, she was covering tracks. All right, you smarter than the average one.
Wow, that's crazy.
This detective would later testify that he believed Katrina was innocent by this moment. The truth is...
Damn, she fooled you?
...that she had sent the text message after Eric was already dead. Katrina left soon after this moment. The investigators then located and arrested Eric's drug dealer. He denied ever...
Damn, you didn't got him caught up because you wanted to get jealous, man. He was chilling. Arrested in 08. Oh, I don't even know when this was. 2012 or whatever the fuck over some weed? Really? Really? Come on, bro.
After having been inside Eric's apartment, Katrina was asked to come back in a week after her first interview.
Alright, bro.
Hey, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Hi. Tired.
Alright.
Do you have more questions?
Yeah. Do you have some time? Okay, cool.
The detectives are once again suspicious, especially this one. The main thing they're doing here is getting a read on Katrina. Her answers aren't as important to them as how she responds to this situation.
Alright, so, we're still, like, in the middle of things.
Okay.
And like I told you before, you shed so much light on Eric that, you know, we haven't gotten from a lot of people. And this will be like our only opportunity while you're here to maybe just go over the story just maybe one more time. Maybe you just remember something just a tiny bit more that might give us we need to arrest.
Spit it out.
Is there something in particular you just want to know?
That's all I'm saying, bro. I'm agreeing with the murderer.
What Katrina is doing here is very rare. She is confronting the unspoken tension instead of avoiding it, and dictating the atmosphere as a result. She's sitting in a room with the 2 lead investigators for the murder she committed, telling them to cut to the chase.
That's everything that I said before. You can ask me anything.
Really, I think if you could kind of go through the story again over the last, I think it was like Thursdays where you started. Because we're trying to establish like everybody he talked to, was with,
Is this a camera?
place he went.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
He gonna look up like he don't know it's there.
You guys recorded it, right?
Oh, shit. I fuck with her vibe. I mean, she's evil, but I fuck with the energy is very dominant right now. Y'all niggas not in here doing what you supposed to be doing. Like, damn. You can't pull the wool up over me. W murderer? I didn't say all that.
The first one?
Yeah.
Right.
No.
We have follow-up questions from your first
Okay,
one.
well, just ask me what you want me to know, because I don't want to go through all this again. That was a long time. I don't want to go through it all again. You can just ask me directly. I don't care. Ask me anything.
Alright.
Okay.
Oh, that's fine.
She just shat on their whole plan.
He grabbed the door anywhere? Do you remember?
He apparently had to touch it. I don't know. He was shutting the door. He was touching it somewhere.
So you got out from the bedroom, through the closet, and out that way. And he came up somewhere from the living room area, and we on the way to touch the door. Alright.
Do you remember any phone calls he made, like, say, after midnight that night? Because there's a couple like unknown numbers that we're trying to figure out who they were. Yeah. And
I went to sleep after sex, so he might have been up on the phone. I have no idea.
Okay.
The last thing they do is bring her photographs of Eric's apartment to see if anything is out of place or missing.
So when did it sink in?
Last night.
Really? You're pretty much numb on all day yesterday.
Yep. Very tired now.
I know the feeling. We've been pretty much working around the clock for about a week now.
She doesn't see anything worth mentioning in the photographs.
Think he was the one?
Eric, I think he was the one for me. Actually.
Aw, shit. He didn't pull it at a different part. He's like, yeah, I still got more experience doing this shit than you.
No.
Let me pull out my trap card.
But he was trying to convince me that he was the one.
Really?
That's why I was like, I don't know.
Damn.
I mean, we got closer and closer. We were very close. But I knew he was a ladies' man.
Got your ass. Got your ass. Fuck. How did you slip like this, though? He counted on it.
He was a ladies' man.
Katrina left the interrogation room, and the case went cold for over a year.
A year? What turned up 365 later?
Then, out of sheer luck, a gun was found in a ditch rough.
Oh my god, bro. This is some bullshit RNG. What do you mean it turned up? This is what killed you, bro? Again, bro, this is just, what are you doing? Be mad as hell if this little shit...
2 miles from Eric's apartment, and ballistic testing confirmed it was the murder weapon that killed him. The gun was then traced to its last owner, who was Katrina Ben.
You used a gun that was registered in your name?
He was arrested and charged with first-degree murder, then interrogated by the same detectives a week later. She was
Oh my god, they spun the block.
Aware of the evidence they had against her, and their first question was if she had a gun. She said she did, but couldn't remember the last time she saw it.
Wouldn't you agree that it's pretty important to know where your gun is?
It is. I totally agree. But I don't want to make up any stories. I learned when I try to make up stuff, it just doesn't.
So then...
It's in my possession.
Where did you originally obtain the gun?
At a pawn shop.
Where?
Columbia.
What do you remember about when?
2003 when I had the stalker. 2003, 2004. A long time ago.
Hey, pretty quick.
Yeah, I had the same question.
Why not just use guns and wipe down the gun afterwards? Maybe she hadn't made her mind up over whether or not she'd kill him, and then she heard him over the phone and was like, okay, this is the last straw. That's probably what it was. At the same time, I don't know why you leave the weapon around just in public. Why didn't you just... You hadn't even been identified. I don't think you left a shell casing or anything around. You could have just taken it with you.
Right, pretty. You good. Trina, you are good.
I'm
telling you.
It's easy to tell the truth.
We found the gun. Okay?
Oh,
and you
wow.
know where we found the gun. Okay, and this is basically, this is what it's going to come down to, okay?
Okay.
You can continue to go through this as you didn't tell Eric, or nothing happened between you?
Absolutely did not.
Okay.
You toss burners. You tossed a registered weapon in 2013? To think that she'd have got away with it if she just didn't toss it.
Let me tell you how it would look like too. You see how bad that looks?
It doesn't make sense to me.
Okay, well, let me tell you this. You don't think this is your gun? You think I'm just like making it up?
I mean, I really and honestly do.
Okay.
So I don't know how would anybody have my gun.
Nobody did have your gun. You had your gun.
Okay.
And it was used.
Tina, let me tell you. I mean, there's not just guns. That's you doing your job. I do.
Your gun, the gun that's registered to you, that we have your signature where you're getting the gun.
Yeah.
Is the murder weapon? That alone. There's not.
I'm sorry. I have no doubt saying that you think I'm good and I'm smart.
What else did you learn about him that night?
That's it. Eric's an awesome man.
Did you?
I absolutely miss
Did you hear him arguing with his girlfriend?
Oh, no.
No?
Mm-mm.
No. What about other women?
Why would he argue with his girlfriend?
I don't know.
I didn't even know he had a girlfriend. But
he was talking to her on the phone while he was
he said he said he called a girl at 2 in the morning or something like that.
He was actually breaking up with her on the phone.
You'd be forgiven for thinking this moment belonged in an ancient poem or a Greek tragedy, but unfortunately, it's a true story with a real victim.
Yeah. That wouldn't upset me.
No?
No.
Well, did he ever do anything that upset you?
No, never. Eric was absolutely amazing, and I wish I would have known how he really felt. I wish I would have believed him. You know, when
did
he
you
told
tell us
me
before that he tried to, because you guys have an argument?
No, Eric never argued with me. I would rather sit here and say, oh, you think I did it? Well, he, I don't know, stole from me or killed my father or something. Eric did nothing. He did nothing.
Oh, she's evil.
I can't even make anything up. Eric did nothing.
So what would your best explanation be as to how
me.
your gun was used to kill him and you were the
I
last
have
person?
no idea. I have no idea.
Alright, then you are going to go down, like in 5 years I've been doing homicide as the most cold-blooded person I've ever had to deal with.
Katrina Ben was found guilty of first-degree murder at trial. She was then sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole.
Life.
Katrina's level of confidence and composure under certain moments of pressure is what makes her a very unique case study. So in keeping with the structure of this video, our next subject will be very different.
Ah, shit, not the inexperience.
I think they're gonna bring him down this way. Okay, well, I need him to be here now. I saw my father's car outside, and I'm not really sure why he's...
You did not murder nobody in this fit, but oh man, see, this is why.
Your father's car? Yeah.
He's safe right now.
Who is he with? He's gonna be with an officer right now, so...
Good murder. You got murked in some cargo pants, dude. Come on, man.
Okay, because the previous officer that I spoke to on the phone said that he was with my sister, and she doesn't have custody of him either, because she's not his guardian. Okay. So I need to know where my kid is, and I need to know what's happening, because nobody's telling me anything. Okay.
Fair enough. I don't know what's happening either. I just got here as well. I was just
She looked right at the camera, too.
told to come walk you in, so I'm sure they're bringing somebody down. We're going to tell you what's going to happen. Do you want to take a seat for a second? You can stay standing if you'd like, but...
This is 26-year-old Devon Shriner.
26?
Who 5 hours and 7 minutes prior to this moment shot her ex-boyfriend, Jason Schaefer, 3 times while he was on his postal route. The reason she did this was because she found out that Jason had filed for increased custody of their 5-year-old son and had started dating her own sister.
See, bro, these custody battles ain't nothing to joke with, man. I'm telling you. Shit gets dangerous and bad very, very quickly.
Within the same week. Devon is herself a postal worker, so she thought that by leaving her postal scanner 20 miles from the crime scene, she would have a simple alibi, that she was at work during the time of the shooting. The issue is that she underestimated how easily her movements could be tracked, as her own vehicle was caught on CC.
Why would you go and do this with your own whip?
TV just a few blocks from the crime scene.
Where does random ass puddle come from? What the fuck?
Tracked, as her own vehicle was caught on
This more strange than her doing this. What the fuck is
CCTV
this?
just a few blocks from the
Dry as fuck, ran just out of nowhere. Why did it rain right here specifically?
crime scene, identified by a missing hubcap on the passenger side. She was also captured on multiple cameras running back to her car from the shooting.
Are those the same pants? There's not the same pants. No way.
Now what you just saw, as Devon entered this interrogation room, is her entire strategy. She will lean into this...
It's probably car oil. What do you mean? How would...
And how easily her movements could be tracked. As her own...
This much oil? I think you need to see a mechanic.
Vehicle was caught on CCTV just...
A whole pool of oil?
A few blocks from the crime scene, identified by a missing hubcap on the passenger side. She was also captured on multiple
It's P.
cameras running back to her car from the shooting. Now what you just saw, as Devon entered this interrogation room, is her entire strategy. She will lean into this emotional front of supposed anger over her son being taken out of school without her permission, which on paper seems very cunning, because it's far from the typical demeanor of a guilty suspect walking into a police station, and in theory would change the entire dynamic of her interrogation. But you'll notice that it doesn't quite have the desired effect.
Okay. Where is my son?
He is at the police department. He is safe with
So he's not here?
This is the police department. He is here. So
Okay, well, why is he not here with me? I need him to be here with me. I haven't seen him and I don't know what's happened. He was taken from his school without my knowledge or consent.
I have to just have to talk to you first and we'll explain what's going on. Okay, he's here right now, so we'll figure it out.
All right.
Man, if you don't get this nigga out the... Yes, I do mind. Why are you built like this?
I mean, I don't really care. I want my son.
The reason that Devon's strategy is about to fall apart has everything to do with this detective.
And this is all fucked up because your upper shirt is unbuttoned and you got no tie, bro. Finish dressing up, man.
Because he basically doesn't give a damn. He clearly feels that he already has enough evidence to close out the case, and will communicate almost exclusively with sarcasm and passive aggression. You're about to see him blatantly accuse Devon a total of 7 times over the course of this footage.
Damn.
Yet instead of confronting the elephant in the room, as we saw with Katrina, Devon will avoid it at all costs, and cling on to this feigned state of annoyance as her escape route, each and every time. And it's absolutely fascinating to watch.
Where is my son?
I'll tell you everything. Come on, you're Devon?
What is this setup? Who determined that this was gonna be the way? Like, why the fuck a random leather, almost pleather type couch in the middle of the room?
Yes.
Am I pronouncing it right?
Yes.
No table? Like, what is this? A casting couch? What is this?
I'm Steve. You can call me Steve. We gotta kind of step back here a little bit. I'm gonna tell you some bad news. Your ex-boyfriend, is it? Ex-husband?
I just call him my son's dad.
Son's dad.
We were never married, but...
He died today.
What? How? What happened?
Bro, come on, bro. This shit don't even sound believable, bro.
Someone shot him in the face.
In the face?
Oh my god, not in the face.
Where?
On his postal route.
He was working today? He doesn't...
Yeah.
Yo, you are not selling this, like, at all.
Yeah, he was working, and someone came up and shot him.
When did this happen?
12:32 today.
It is 6 o'clock.
She should know that he knows it is her. Because he's not even trying to slowly give the information. Usually, if they telling you somebody that you know passed away or died, they'll be very delicate and they won't be so matter of fact with the way that they deliver the info.
Yeah, because the case is so serious, I don't want to do anything to violate your rights, anything like that. So everyone that
My rights and my son's rights were violated when you took him from school and did not contact me.
Yeah. So that's what I want to talk to you about.
Damn.
So we read your rights, just so you know what they are. Have you ever seen cop shows?
Yeah.
They're on like every night. These are the same rights. I'm going to read them to you, although you probably know them, Macy. So let me read them to you. Can I still call you Devon, right?
Yes.
All right, Devon, let's get through this. Devon, you have the right to remain silent. So I'm going to talk to you about this case.
I need to see my son.
We need to figure out what's going on and how your husband, how your baby's father died. And I don't want to turn over the ex to the baby until I know that everything's legit and that you're calm and that you're rational and you're not a crazy person because I've never met you before.
I'm not calm. My son was taken. Nobody told me that anything happened. My son was taken from school by...
Now it's not normal, though. Like, even if you don't fuck with him like that, it's like, oh, shit, well, what happened? That should be the main focus, I would think.
Either police, and I was not informed.
It's not even a point of contention. It's not even that big a deal.
Or by somebody who is not legally allowed to pick him up from school.
Yeah. So here's what's going on. If the ex-husband shows up at the school and the wife's dead, I'm not going to release the kid to the ex-husband who just killed the mother. You know, that's going to put the kid in harm's way. So,
damn.
So that's just standard police 101 business.
But nobody called me.
Yeah.
When did you pick him up from school?
Probably about 3.
Okay, I called his daycare at 5-ish, and she said he was still there.
When we got a homicide like this, we had a lot of people working on it.
Okay, but then they have my contact information.
Yeah.
So they couldn't have just said...
Yeah, you're not listening though. We didn't want them to release the child to you.
Don't release them to me, but you...
They didn't.
Nobody even told me his whereabouts. Well, I thought he was with his father.
Why would they tell you his whereabouts if they didn't want to release him to you?
Police escorted him back here. The child is being interviewed by
okay.
forensic interviewers.
He should not be interviewed because I didn't give consent for him to be spoken to.
He's a witness, so he doesn't need consent to it.
Was he there? Was he in the...
But he's going to tell us about the relationship between you and his father.
But I don't...
You don't understand.
He's...
God.
5.
Well, he might not have anything to say. But
no, I don't understand how this can all happen without me even knowing that anything happened in the first place. I am asking why I was not contacted in any sort of form.
This is a strange hill to die on. Not from the perspective of like, oh yeah, like it's a weird thing to be hung up on, but like you could literally cling to anything else and it would make more sense than this.
About my child's whereabouts or that there was even an incident.
I don't know about that specifically. I know we wanted to find you and we were trying to track you down.
You could have found me when you picked him up from school because they have my information. I pay for him to go to that school. Yeah. They have that information.
Okay. We're kind of going around in circles here. I'd like to exonerate you if you didn't have anything to do with this and get you out of this police department.
Yes, because I would like to see my son.
I don't think you want to hang out with me. Do you know of anyone that want to get Jason in trouble?
In trouble? No.
Or out to get him? Want to shoot him?
No.
Nothing like that? Okay. Does it surprise you that someone would go up and shoot him?
Yes, it surprises me a lot. I don't... Okay. I didn't know, I don't know anybody that would want to hurt him.
So I'm going to transition a little bit here.
The detective is about to reveal the extent of the evidence they have against her.
I don't pretend to know everything that happened, but there are some things that are really kind of concerning me. We saw your car in the area of the crime scene.
Shit. Okay, now you gotta get rid of this, Now you gotta be rid of the whole, they didn't tell me where my son was. What's the next move?
Your car was a Nissan Rogue.
A Nissan?
It's missing a front passenger front hubcap. We caught your car on a license plate reader a little while ago with your license plate, and it has that front passenger hubcap missing.
Cooked.
Sure enough, in the videos around the crime scene, that car is there with that front passenger bumper or hubcap missing.
Devon doesn't say a word, nor move an inch.
So I'm really kind of concerned. I know that you got served just the other day with the child custody order, and you're a little upset about that. You told AJ, you told Devon in the past that AJ knows where you live, and that he'll shoot you if he needs to.
I've told who?
You told that to Devon, and Devon told that to your sister.
The detective was talking about her boyfriend AJ, but got the names mixed up, and Devon now chooses to respond by acting confused. Moments after sitting silent during the reveal of the
You were so good, and you fuck up there, you bald bitch.
evidence.
Yeah. Well, Jason heard that from you. You said that.
I said that? I've never said that.
So why is your car in the crime scene area? Why are you in that area of your car? Why are you turning off your scanning?
I didn't turn off my scanner.
You did.
No, I didn't.
She technically didn't turn off her scanner, but she's once again arguing semantics as her new escape route, instead of confronting the ever-clarifying reality directly in front of her.
Before the homicide, you're not doing anything with the scanner. It's stationary for like 3 hours or more. And it should be mobile because you're working, but it's at your boyfriend's house. And why is your car in the crime scene area?
I don't.
You've got video of your car in the crime scene area.
I don't know why it would be on camera that my car was down there, but
Make it seem like the car just grew a brain and just decided to go there on its own.
I don't. If I don't scan.
She attempts to trail off into post office protocol, so the detective escalates the confrontation.
Lunch break, sort of.
Damn. Not like this. Oh, he getting close.
Person, but something's not right here. I think the gig is up. There's something weird going on here. Everything's coming.
Bro, slow down. It's bro, relax, just chill. But I fuck with it though. But like, calm down.
You being involved in the shooting. The video of the shooter looks kind of like you. It's from a distance, but it looks like your height and your build. It doesn't look like AJ's height and build. Now we're gonna search your house. We're gonna search your car. We're gonna seize your car. It's not a random shooting. And so the gig is up, okay?
I read on the way here about what happened, and they said that a man shot him.
Will you?
What we originally thought, yeah. Now we're thinking it could be you. I think it could be maybe your boyfriend. Thank you. That's not the question. That's not the right answer.
What am I supposed to
We're trying
say?
to get all this evidence together, and we're trying to put the pieces together. And I don't think you're being truthful with me. Your ex, who you've said AJ would kill, is now dead.
I never said that.
Well, I don't care. I wasn't there.
Devon, who's been sitting in denial and avoidance for the entirety of this interrogation, will now directly challenge the detective for a display of passive aggression, and he quite simply doesn't know how to react.
It could have just been an off-the-cuff remark. We're going to do a gunshot
It
test.
could be her being like, hey.
We're going to do a gunshot residue test on
What do
you.
you mean, hey?
No, we're going to do a gunshot residue test on you.
The detective now does what
he didn't expect to get pressed back.
But he should have done from the start of this interrogation.
I'm asking you to trust me. Because if you didn't do this, and things got out of control, and you panicked, and you didn't think this guy was going to kill him, you thought maybe he's going to rough him up, that's understandable. So that's why I want you to trust me, if something like that happened.
I understand why.
Yeah, because you're not getting nowhere. She's not confessing to shit.
I would be a suspect because of who I am related to him.
And your car.
But I don't. There was things in the past that have happened with him and I that I could have gone to court, or I could have tried to call the police. I mean, I have, and it didn't help. But there's other things that I could have done. Why would I shoot him?
The detective now reverts back to not giving a shit.
I don't let people ever shoot people. Your car was there. So tell me someone borrowed your car.
I was at work on my route. which is not close to the not super close to the post office.
Why is your car in Longmont when your scanner?
I don't know. I am on my route working.
Do you work in a mail truck or your personal car?
No, I work in a mail truck.
Okay. So why is your car down here killing your ex?
I don't know. But it
you
sounds
understand
like...
why that's so concerning to me?
Yes, I do understand that.
Borrow your car? Help me out here.
I don't know, but it seems like with all of these things that you're going to be doing that I need to have a lawyer ask for him.
Thank you. Jesus Christ. It took you this long to get to this stage?
Lawyer, or I don't know what I'm supposed to say about that, but
Devon then speaks to a postal inspector for an hour and a half, who doesn't get anywhere either. They then collect forensic evidence before we reach the end of the footage, and they all just stand there, sharing the awkward moment together.
Just vibing.
Right. So, here's the situation. I need you to go ahead and turn around for me. Turn around. Put your hands behind your back. Interlace your fingers. Do not move, okay?
Am I under arrest then?
As you're being put in cuffs.
We'll discuss that here in just a second.
Devon's deleted text messages further confirmed the murder was premeditated, as she had planned the whole thing out with her boyfriend, who was tailing Jason's car and feeding her information about his whereabouts right before the murder.
Oh my God.
They were both given life.
Oh my God. Just.
Sentences without the possibility of.
This the duo, yeah.
Parole.
You said no, I said that my mind was fuzzy. And then what I was feeling was upset, sad, and just scared. Understood. You what? Nothing. You're just like suffering from some digestive complication. Alright.
Oh my God, people actually drink and swallow like that? Yeah. She's a fucking psychopath. How many years she gonna get?
He said he last remembered your hand being inside the purse, and you were pulling away, and that's when he remembered getting shot.
I pulled it from him, and I shot him.
No. He then said he ran out, crawled across the road, and at one point, you jumped on his back and then cut his throat.
I didn't.
Do you remember that?
No.
You
I
don't
didn't
remember
jump
that?
on his back or anything.
So why would he be lying about this?
I don't know. Probably to cover it up. He was on drugs. He was seriously fucked up. That's just wrong.
So you're saying everything that he said in here, nothing is the truth?
Wait. Am I hearing this right, or is he still alive? Am I wrong? Did he survive? He got shot in the face, stabbed multiple times, and he survived to tell them that this happened? From his perspective, his POV? There's no way.
Going with the... No, nothing. Besides the fact that he crawled across the street.
That's the only thing in here that's the truth.
Yeah.
She explains that she got changed into a new pair of clothes after she stole the victim's car.
Okay, why'd you change clothes?
Because
Oh, I hope he survived.
I didn't want to be recognized by any of the neighbors when I got back to finish, like, taking my bullshit and just leaving. That way I could just call about this and say, hey, Blake is a scary man, and I had to fuck him up to get away from him. That's what I wanted to do. But then those nosy neighbors called again.
Seems like you're in a daze. What are you thinking about?
Just replaying scary stuff in my head.
Hey, old lady, you might want to get out of
Are you taken to court over anything? Do you know that?
It's possible.
Okay.
It's possible. I need to see how he's doing. I need to check up on that status. And we're gonna have to be here until I know.
Until you know what?
How his status is.
So if he's dead and alive? Or so I have to be held here?
Damn, he probably gonna die.
So I can't leave?
No, not right now.
Why did you tell me it was a possibility before?
Because it was a possibility, because I still need to find out.
Okay.
Alright. I'm gonna make some calls.
In contrast to the subjects who were interjected into this video, Amber seems to be void of a psychological component they all shared. She was certainly being strategic at times in this interrogation. She would try and justify her actions and deny certain elements. But as far as emotional deception, there was none, which makes her an extraordinarily unique suspect that's actively trying to get away with murder. There's been some informal speculation online that Amber has autism, but whether or not she's autistic has nothing to do with why she's sitting in that chair. It likely has almost everything to do with her chronic abuse of methamphetamines and the psychological damage that tends to come with it.
What the fuck?
They ask Amber for a visual demonstration.
I tried to find a tall person. Okay, I'm not that tall, but you said he was taller than you, so I just wanted to see, while you were in the house,
Hope that shit empty, right?
how it actually happened.
And I was like kind of comfortable in my sleep.
Look at this dude, he's so fucking ridiculous.
And I came over to me, and you started like asking me questions. And that's when I just decided that I would do something like this.
He really did the Denzel shit.
To get
Oh my gosh, he's just saying that. Holy fuck.
things out of his hand. And I turned the gun around.
Oh my gosh, he
and
really
I just
did that, yeah.
kind of hunkered up and pulled.
Okay.
So how to, yeah.
Austria.
Alright. Knife.
You're like on the floor. You're.
He's lifting his neck up, literally.
Bleeding. You get up and you come towards me.
What is this jawline? Hey, yo, bro, I don't understand. How is this possible? I got a lot of questions, bro. The bills are crazy. The cut is nutty. Like, what's happening?
That's when I took this out and just quickly slashed him.
Blake is running this way, because the house is back that way.
Yeah, and Blake collapses on the floor.
Okay, you can collapse, sorry.
You're basically like this, but on the other side.
Is you laughing?
And I just like added a little like quick like pull. Like,
So is this the other side of his neck now?
No, just like the same exact place.
Okay, okay. You did switch it, but it was still the same direction, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Understood. Alright. Wow. Better picture. I should probably do this more often.
That was fun.
No. Alright, give me 1 minute. Let me get you another one. If you need to use the restroom, let me just...
Yeah, I'd like to use the restroom.
If I can find pants, would that be okay? I mean, it's kind of weird.
Pants.
If I could find pants while you're wearing pants. See, some of y'all officers just be wanting, like, a react. What do you expect me to say? I'm wearing pants, bitch. What are you talking about? See, now you want me to crash. This will make me crash and break character a lot more than all those other questions, bro. Because you playing with me now.
Yeah.
Amber took a plea deal and pled guilty to attempted murder. She was sentenced to 20 years in prison.
I don't think she cares. What the fuck? That ended crazy dark.